local weatherman, and Tony Langford moved from number 3 spot to number 2 spot and best roofer in Texarkana.
It's been a good week.
I think it's 5.
But if you notice, the Gazette's having you can go vote again, but I don't see Tony's name on the list, so I don't even know if he's top 5 anymore.
Well, this is the deal: is I really can't take them serious. So
oh no, don't do that to him.
I'm going to do it to them because if you want to look at quantity, it ain't even close.
Well, you got to be more likable, Tony. That's the problem.
I don't have very many people that like me. So.
Some of these Facebook posts in here, but
no, that's what makes people like me.
Some of us like you and can't actually like the post.
Yes. They're very controversial, by the way.
Oh, trust me, Tony, I know. I know they are. Man, third week here at Walk-Ons, great place, tailor-made for Texarkana Gameday. It's a great partnership we're really proud of. Appreciate you guys helping us build this up. We're going to have a full lineup for you today. We'll talk some area games here in a minute, and we'll talk about Texas High, who will play their first game next week, I believe. Mm-hmm. Then we'll talk some Liberty ILO. We have some Redwater players coming, Preston Davis, along with our defensive MVP of the week, Malcolm Brown. Queen City head coach Eric Girardi, along with Demir Rasco and Kieran Girardi will be on. We'll have the legend, the big hog. Is that what they call him? Coach Norton?
Oh, yeah.
Over there from Arkansas High?
Oh, yeah.
We'll have the Featherson twins from LE, along with linebacker from LE to Hampton. We'll have Alex Murphy, Logan Johnson, and the All-American Landon Jackson.
Full lineup.
We'll be on with later. So, yeah, we got a big-time lineup today. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. With that being said, Craig, man, let's kick off these area games.
All right, we're going to start with the area games on tap for Arkansas, just a few of those. You've got the Arkansas Razorback taking on Dollarway near Pine Bluff. They're 0-2. Arkansas, it's the first game of the season for those guys.
Calling the Hogs. Razorbacks in a landslide.
Absolutely.
Where is Dollarway at?
Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff.
How did he end up with this game? He wasn't on the schedule
a week
ago.
He had to. Well, it was a week ago. He had to mix some stuff around, losing a few Texas side schools and everything.
Right.
So that was one that them and I think Camden Fairview maybe they had to pick up or someone.
Well,
Warren. I'm sorry.
Coming out ranked number 3 in the state. Man, it's like a unique situation here in Texarkana. You got Pleasant Grove ranked number 2 in the state in 4A Division II. Texas High, I'm telling y'all, is going to end up top 10 in the state by the end of this season.
I agree with that.
And then you got Arkansas High over there ranked number 3 in the state in Arkansas.
Lots of good football in the Texarkana area.
You got Paul Pewitt right down the road. They just moved up to number 2 in the state this week. And honestly, I didn't expect them to be as good as they were last week.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean, they just had too much time. It's not them as a team. It's just there's no practice.
Well, until you lose your coach, and I'm not saying the next guy's not a great coach, but, there's always usually a time there where you're not as good.
Well, the film I watch, it looks like they're still running the ball.
Got it.
Yeah, but what's funny is I believe that coach came from Nashville, so I assumed they were going to be chunking the ball around. Coming to find out, that is not the case.
Well, they've got 2 good running backs, Johnson and Hill there, and we'll find out for real this week with them stepping up playing Mount.
A lot of times you got to do what your Jimmies and Joes are good at.
This is true.
In the next game, we've got Mineral Springs 2-1. They'll be taking on the Falk Panthers. Shout out to Kobe Powers for the Falk Panthers.
Yeah.
Then you've got Genoa Central 1-1 taking on Lafayette County 0-1. Genoa beat Foreman last week 28-6.
And
week 1.
That was kind of an upset, I think. Foreman's.
Well, their quarterback had 3 TDs and an interception, so he's playing both sides of the ball and had a great game.
Did a lot of kids graduate from Foreman? Because Foreman was tough last year.
I don't know. I think Genoa's got a lot of people back, though.
Foreman had a really good football team.
Good year. Yeah.
Genoa, this Harrison Wilson kid, had a forced fumble, 3 sacks.
Yeah.
And I think
if I'm right,
9.5 sacks.
If I'm right, he's a sophomore.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a sophomore playing.
And a couple of my friends' kid, and so I graduated with his mom.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
But it's Foreman being a heavy running team. They threw the ball 13 times, didn't complete one, but somehow this kid got 3 sacks against a complete just running team the entire time. So shout out to him. See big things for him coming soon.
That's a sack 25% of the dropbacks.
You've also got Ashdown 2-0 taking on Hope, who's 0-2. Ashdown had 2 wins, one versus Hamburg, one versus D Queen.
Take Ashdown.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Who's Ashdown playing?
Hope.
I don't know how to choose either one.
No, Ashdown will win this one.
Ashdown has a pretty good team this year. You have Nashville 1-1.
I know Ashdown's got some athletes.
Yeah.
I just don't know anything about Hope.
Nashville 1-1 versus D Queen 0-2. Nashville defeated Hope last week 42-20.
And this will be Nashville's 3rd game in a row to have the mercy rule. I have a feeling this one's going to be lopsided.
In their favor?
Time. Yes.
Now, hold on. You just said Nashville had the mercy rule?
Yes.
Did they lose it at Hope last week?
Oh, no. They
No.
had it on the
Okay.
other end.
I see what you mean.
Ty
Okay, all right.
Gordon, big lefty, went off last
yeah,
week.
Yeah, Ty had a great game.
He probably had a little bit of time last week.
Yeah, I'm sure he had
he didn't have much time.
A little bit of time and didn't have to throw over some bookends, right?
I'm gonna petition that every stadium gets a press box like Nashville's.
That's
Y'all
a
didn't even
nice
get to see.
place.
Y'all had to sit in the heat. It was nice in there.
It was very nice.
Come over to
He always rubs
Texas
it.
out,
I'm
man.
gonna be over there a little bit. Y'all gotta. They fed us steaks and potatoes, all sorts of stuff. So
Wait a minute. All right, we'll have y'all
just
hooked
letting
up.
you know, you're gonna set an expectation.
Hey,
to live up to
Placing the order right now. here.
Pleasant Grove has a
Oh, yeah.
loaded buffet up
it.
there.
No, they don't this year.
They're not.
No, they didn't have nothing in there. Couldn't even bring nothing in there.
Already, some of the games over in East Texas. We've got number 3 Dangerfield 1-1 taking on Sabine 2-0. Dangerfield lost to Tatum last week 17-8.
Dangerfield beat Sabine
I agree.
handedly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout.
Sabine, it has changed at Sabine. Like it's not the way we remember Sabine. Like they have gotten a lot better, but Dangerfield's always good.
Yeah.
It's just there's certain names you don't bet against.
I was surprised.
Not that we're betting, but you don't pick
I was surprised by their loss last week, though.
Yeah, I was too.
I was really shocked. Tatum's had some great teams, but they're not haven't been as great the last 3 or 4 years. And seeing them beat Dangerfield,
Shout out to
I think they're 2 divisions up. Also, Tatum was.
shout out to Tatum, quarterback Kendrick Malone, running back Tylen Hollins, and Damian Smith was player of the game. 13 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown.
Shout out.
Against Dangerfield. Then you've got Orr City 1-0 heading over to Big Sandy, who's 0-1.
Said, and week.
Yeah, 0-1.
Dang, it's like that.
Orr City had a bye week last week, and Big Sandy was shut out by Alba.
Tony, who's the biggest name football player ever out of Big Sandy?
out of Big Sandy,
Lovey Smith,
yeah,
coach.
I would agree with that. But there's another one
think
too.
so.
I'm trying to remember. Man, I can't remember off the top of my head, but Lovey Smith is definitely one. He played tight end for him.
Wow.
This is bad. I asked you a question I don't even know the
Googling.
answer to. But somebody, I'm gonna
The
find
biggest
out.
name football player is Lovey Smith.
No, somebody bigger out of there. I'm gonna get it. Y'all go ahead.
Well, y'all
I'm gonna
figure
get
Was it Newhouse?
I don't know.
We've got Queen City 2-0 taking on Quitman 0-2. Queen City 18-14 over Union Grove last week. I look for them to take another W.
Queen City is on a winning streak.
They'll be 3-0.
I like it. We'll have Coach and 2 of the kids on here shortly. Tell us a little bit about the turnaround and this
That's
season.
good to see. That's real good to see.
It is.
You know?
It is.
New Diana 0-2 and Harmony 1-1. Harmony was 38-34 over Hugh Springs last week. You've got number 4 Pewitt 1-0 at Mount Vernon 2-0. Pewitt 40-21 over Atlanta last week. Mount Vernon was 36-7 over Pittsburgh.
That's
What are
gonna
y'all
be
taking? That's going to be a good game.
I don't know.
Say that again.
You've got Pewitt versus Mount Vernon.
Paul Pewitt,
Pewitt.
Hayden Green. Hayden Green's going to have a good game at quarterback, and I think he will. But I think that Johnson and Hill running backs are going to be too much for Mount Vernon. I think Mount Vernon gets their first loss of the year.
I like Paul Pewitt, and I like the people down there, but I actually picked Mount Vernon.
It's going to be a tough game against
I
Mount
think
Vernon.
I'm not going to go against Paul Pewitt. They're going to control the game too much with that running game. Also, you'll be able to catch that game on Game Day on Facebook. We're not producing it, but we had a couple sets. We loaned one out to the school.
Cool.
So we have no control over the production. I'm sure it'll be great, but if you want to catch that, you can check our Facebook page.
You've got Edgewood 0-2 taking on the Redwater Dragons 1-1. Redwater was 28-0 over New Diana. I think they continue rolling this week against
agree.
Edgewood
Redwater's
Edgewood?
much improved.
Where is Edgewood?
in Texas.
Is it at Edgewood or at Redwater?
It's in Redwater.
Redwater? Yeah, I'm taking the Dragons.
I am too.
Fire-breathing Dragons. They're kind of hot right now.
they're
We've got
much
Malcolm
improved.
Brown with us tonight,
Yeah.
who was our defensive guy. But he also's got
Offensively.
four TDs and averaging 8.9 yards a carry. So,
Yeah.
Combination of
Both
him
sides
and
of the
Preston Davis. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch right there.
And I'll tell you this, on the defensive side, Lathan Morgan's lighting it up too. And he's doing a great job making a lot of tackles. So.
The next game, I think it was canceled. New Boston versus Hooks.
Yeah, that one's going to be canceled.
That one's going to be canceled, so we're going to drop down. You've got Pittsburgh 0-2 at Tatum 2-0. Tatum was 17-8 over Dangerfield. I'm rolling with Tatum.
Yeah.
I am too, but I think that's going to be a very good game. Pittsburgh's a really good team that plays a lot of better teams. You know?
Man, that's exactly how I would describe them. They're like in a hub where everybody they play is just like, oh.
That's like LE for the last several years,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Right. You've got number 2 Pleasant Grove 1-1 against Paris 2-0. Pleasant Grove looks to bounce back after a 52-41 loss to Argyle.
So I'm just going to go out and say it. Argyle's probably the best 4A team ever. I can't
Pretty
even. I
dang
mean,
good.
literally, like who else? I mean, you saw them.
I was over there sitting on their side, and one of the guys over there said, well, our starting running back's not out there, and then they had this guy that was probably 6'7", whatever, big offensive line that they said he tore his eight, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, they were. I mean,
Yeah.
if you weren't there, I don't even know how to explain it. That was the biggest foot. I mean, it looked like I don't even know who to explain it. It looked like
They look
Longview
good.
High School walked out there. I was like, oh my.
They were just another well-coached team.
Yeah, I mean, they're just
They're very disciplined.
D1 quarterback. I can make a strong argument that receiver is going D1. I mean, those catches those 2 touchdown catches he had were unbelievable. They have the
Cole
top
Kirkpatrick, maybe?
Yeah, top tight end in the state out there.
That tight end looked like a athletic offensive lineman, man.
Yeah.
You think best team y'all have seen in a while?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jasper Lott, he's going to make a he's
Which
gonna
one
make,
was he?
He was the tight end.
Tight end, yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
going to be
He
the
got a
answer
lot
for
of
them.
offers.
Anytime they're within the 10-yard line, 10 first and goal,
You can't put someone on it. Yeah.
Hey, them sideline passes deep down the field, though, by the quarterback was impressive.
Yeah,
Back
their
shoulder,
quarterback was
50
good.
yards downfield, man. That was nice.
I don't think there's going to be another offensive line that's going to be able to handle that defensive line like Argyle did. I mean, if Argyle doesn't win the state championship, I will be extremely, extremely surprised. They're going to play with number 2 Waco La Vega here soon. And I don't know anything about Vega.
Waco La Vega have that work for them.
Yeah, well, I'm taking Argyle.
What rank is Carl?
I'm taking Argyle in 5A Division II to win the state championship.
I'll say if Waco La Vega still has that running back from last year, you can book it. They won't beat La Vega.
Hey, what do they do? Casey Dr. Pepper.
I don't gamble.
Yeah, that's all.
You've got Liberty
I wouldn't
Allo. You've got Liberty Allo 0-1 at Jefferson.
Getting that
1-1.
W this week. I'm calling it. You heard it here first. Don't say I didn't say it. Liberty Allo's
I
beating
agree.
Jefferson
I
in Jefferson.
agree.
Damian Henderson's going for 214 on 19 carries with 3 touchdowns.
Jefferson was shut out last
Telling
week
y'all.
by center 48-0.
And that's
Jefferson
going
was shut out last week.
and that's going to be the story on why I think Liberty Allo is going to pull this one out. I think Jefferson actually played a team this past week, and it showed. So
Yeah.
I think Liberty Allo is going to be.
Well,
able to win this
I
one.
had Jefferson in their division. I was like, Jefferson's doing it.
in their district. I think they'll do well.
Yeah. I mean, I think so too. But Liberty Allo, I think this is a game that they need to win. It's more than winnable. If everything goes their way, they're coming away with the W.
They look better defensively this year. I mean,
So,
we
I
lost
went
them.
back in that Henderson game they played. Defensively, Henderson didn't score the second half at all.
Yeah.
They just got to get some things worked out on offense. They'll get it figured out, and they'll be good to go.
Speaking of Henderson, number 5 Gilmer 2-0 at Atlanta 0-2. Gilmer won last week 22-20 over Henderson in a really close ball game. So Henderson showed up last week.
Well, here's the deal. Gilmer had 7 starters not playing. Wow. All COVID-related, if I'm not mistaken, except for one. He'll be back for district. Jimerson kid that plays outside linebacker, the really big linebacker. He's going to be problems all year for anybody. So when they're healthy, Henderson, it's not even close.
You got
Not even, and that's not a knock on Henderson. Gilmer's just that good.
Yeah.
You've got Spring Hill 0-2 at White Oak.
I hate to say it, Spring Hill's not going to win that one.
I don't know. This is White Oak's first game.
I still got White Oak,
I went to Spring Hill. I'm friends with the head coach, like him, but
It's not a pick of righteousness.
they lost their quarterback last year. They lost their running back. They lost that really good freshman wide receiver that was already getting recruited.
But I don't think that's going to be on their
lost
game tape.
lost the
At the
coach
end of the
too,
tape,
didn't
it's not going to say Morgan Smith, friend of Coach LeVere.
Coach LeVere's at Gladewater. Step your game up. Coach LeVere's out here getting these W's.
Even another reason why they have a chance.
Coach LeVere went to Gladewater and then played Spring Hill and beat them by like 60 points. Maybe last week, I think.
White Oak could
It's
have
pretty
some,
dirty.
White Oak could have some butterflies, and they could have some first half mistakes that aren't going to be, that won't be seen later in the season. I I think Springhill's got this one.
Week one's always a little rough. I was even talking to PG's quarterback, and I said, man, you got to get them first game jitters. And he turns around real wide-eyed, and he said, yes, I do.
We've only got a couple more. We got James Bowie, 0-2 at Overton, who's 1-1. James Bowie lost 46-0 to Hawkins. You've got Maud, 0-2 at Beckville, 0-2. Maud lost 35-16 to Trenton last week.
They got a QB and a wide receiver that are out there
Maud.
having a good time. I think Maud's getting the W.
I do too.
You got Hugh Springs 1-1 at Winsboro, 1-0. Hugh Springs 38-32 loss to Harmony. Winsboro 42-0
I
over
got
Hooks last week.
Winsboro. Winsboro is a
I'm
very
taking
good football
Winsboro.
team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've got Community 0-2
Got
at
some
North
Pleasant
Lamar.
Grove coach there too.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'll say that
right.
again. Tony. Community 0-2 at North Lamar 0-2.
I've never felt as bad for a football team as I did for Community last year. They had no business being on that football field.
Who were they?
They played.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one-sided.
They played.
Wasn't that in the playoffs?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was early. Yeah, that's right.
We're good. Let's switch it over to Texas High real quick. I know we were going to have some players out tonight. They finally got to get on the football field. Yes.
Yeah. I just went out there and talked to Coach Stanford for a little bit, and he was like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
He was all excited, and I was like, Coach, how are we looking so far? He said, well, it's early. It's early. But he's trying to hide some of it. But no, it was good to hear a little pad popping out there, and they weren't full pads, just got what they call shoulder pads and helmets. But they were flying around. I think the kids were excited.
Yeah.
So, Billy, it's a lot of people that ask, what are the Tigers going to look like this year? You're around the program. Can you tell us a little bit about what you think?
Man, I think they're going to look a lot like they looked last year, just a lot bigger, faster, and stronger. I just think, more confident. I think after those playoff wins and those wins at the end of the season, I think they'll look like a more confident team. And I think, they'll come out and, they're going to take a punch. They're going to go down to Longview real quick and have a scrimmage and then go to Tyler High School again. And, those are notoriously, two of the best. And so they may take a punch early, but I think you're going to like what you see in the Tigers
You
this
think
year.
they're a better team this year than last year?
Oh, no question.
I just
No question.
Dropping down, that's going to be a little trouble, though.
the only
For the other people.
the only issue for me, how are you replacing like Eric Poe, Tracy Cooper, and you can't replace Kobe Webster.
Well,
Fisher
here's the thing is before Kobe Webster, you would have said you can't replace Trevalence Hunt.
Well, that's true.
And you did. Now there's not going to be a big physical guy at receiver like him, but there's going to be a lot of inner workings. And I'm telling you, that
Cade
offensive
Miller.
line, the offensive line, not only, I was just talking to Coach, he said, listen, we're deep there too. He said, we're not only big and strong and fast, he said, we're deep there also. So there's going to be a lot of people that get game early and see what we got. But, I'm excited about it, and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
I like it. I'm telling y'all, I'll have to see 4 or 5 games before I make my state championship prediction. But I'm telling you, we could very well see them playing in January.
I agree. They're definitely in the top 10.
Before we get too far away from area games, I definitely want to give a shout-out to DeKalb. Went in their game to New Boston. They're playing Linden Kildare this week. They're 0-2. Definitely want to give a shout-out to 6-footer Caleb Dooley on his first varsity TD this year.
Shout out DeKalb Radio.
Good baseball player, too.
The Twin Towers are out here streaming it. And shout out to them for stepping up, helping that community out. And why were they not on your list, Craig?
Well, I can't do everything by myself.
Hey, you don't want to get a community mad at you.
That's right. That's exactly right.
All right, so Ryan Seller's still at quarterback.
Still at quarterback. But I tell you, here's the thing is all the stuff's over and they're practicing now. So there's not – I'm telling you, we got a quarterback right behind Ryan, and I don't know who's going to start and who – Is
that Allen?
Do what?
Is that Allen?
No, he's gone. It's Brayson McHenry.
Okay.
And, kid's got a rocket arms, gotten bigger, faster, stronger. He can run a little bit. I saw him flush out of the pocket the other day, and he can run. But I'm telling you, we've got a lot of depth at a lot of positions. There's a few positions that we don't have some depth, but that's the thing is as you get into as PG know, as you get into December or now it may be January, you're going to have that depth because you're going to be going up against some big guys.
Game Day will be in Tyler, live streaming that first game on Thursday. Not this coming Thursday, but the next, right?
That's right.
We're excited about that. We will be at Tyler High, which I'm making a joke, but John Tyler.
Right.
Tyler Lee's Tyler Legacy. But let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We will come back, talk some LE football with NFL legend Trey Carson, Matt Fry, my man Chop Buchanan. We'll be right back.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Sorry, we are back. Tell me where Clarksville's at, since everybody heard me ask you.
It's like an hour away.
It's an hour away.
Between here and Paris.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'll pass it, I guess, tomorrow then.
Yes,
man,
sir.
we were just talking Liberty Island football, and I made a prediction: 214 yards, 19 carries, 3 touchdowns for Damian Henderson tomorrow night.
I'm rooting for him. I hope he go do that.
I think a 35-14 win, I think.
I really hope they do that tomorrow. I really do.
I think really what you'll see, I think you may not even see all the yards on the ground. I think hopefully, we'll see Damian be able to put in space.
Let him create.
Yeah, especially once you get to the 4A level, you find out who your best athletes are and you put the ball in their hand. Out of the backfield, a lot of that can be done through a screen. It can be there's some toss sweeps, that kind of stuff. And so I think between the two, between passing and running, or catching and running rather, he's going to have a good game.
Tell me about this sophomore quarterback, Chop.
I think he's a good leader. He has a real strong arm and a strong body. Yet again, you saw him play basketball, and he has great vision. I think his problem, what he's lacking right now, is self-confidence. He got to believe that he's the man for the job. Right. Then once he understands, because he got a pedigree, the family's none but athletes.
Right.
So I feel like once he settles in and realizes, hey, I can do this and I can be good at this, I think he'll be a whole lot better.
And I think that comes from making a couple of big plays. If they can help him out and throw a couple quick passes and take him for touchdowns, or maybe he can throw a long touchdown. That'll go a long way for his confidence.
The passes I saw, he's got a tight spiral.
He definitely
does. Looks good.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Yeah, he puts the ball where it's supposed to go. The last game, there were some times that we had drops. I think there's some passes that Coach looked at and said, man, those are ones that we got to have.
Right.
And that leads to the confidence of a young quarterback.
Right.
The second thing is, in the last game, we didn't throw a screen one. And that's one of the ways to get again, that gets the defense off of you. They're not coming at you so quick when you can do that. And two, those are nice passes that you can give your quarterback early in a ball game to give them that confidence. Then you can take the top off of it later on.
Right.
And I think one thing that we're going to see more of this time, he's a good runner. I've been watching him since 7th grade, and he is an excellent runner. And I think the first game we played, he may have carried the ball 2 or 3 times, and it was all positive yards.
Yep.
So if you can include that phase of his game into his game, I think he'll be a whole lot better also.
Yeah, because he's a thick kid, so in between the tackles, he can break some tackles in between the.
I think what Pop said is important. What Chop said is important.
Pop's fine.
Get him out there.
I am the oldest one here. Pop's fine.
To get him out there and get his confidence going, and that may be something that he can do this week against Jefferson. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, you guys can run the ball and then get things going like that and get him going.
So I saw him a lot in single back. Is that what they're running?
I know they have multiple formations, but in the first game, that's what I seen.
Yeah, and we'll probably run a lot of single back. You'll run some H-back in there too, I think, where you'll have a guy up there blocking a little bit. But again, it comes back, you talk about that quarterback run, what a weapon it can be. I remember back when Trey played, you get to a point where everybody's starting to key on your tailback, like people are going to do with Damian Henderson.
Right.
And I could always tell kind of in the flow of the game when it was going to come, and all of a sudden you fake that handoff and
try to carry it out for at least 3 steps, I guess.
And then anyway, I want to watch the
turn the corner, and then he's watching Norman, and it's over.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be some of that stuff you get back into where people are keying on one thing, you use a little bit of misdirection, all of a sudden you're opening up a big hole.
Yeah. Now, there's no doubt about it. Damian is the bell cow. But we got other running backs, too. We got some other kids that are going to be pretty good running backs that's given an opportunity. So I'm excited for their role that they're going to play in this.
Right. I have some good running backs behind me, too. But
absolutely. But you carried him.
I need that rock.
Sometimes, yeah. We got to get
Brady
that.
Know what's up.
Now, the other thing that we're going to look at in this game is the defensive side. You look at Jefferson's scores. You know, they come out the first week, they beat a Pittsburgh team, and so then you're wondering who is really who out there. Is Pittsburgh good? Is Jefferson good? Then the next week they come out, they get blanked by Henderson 48-0, but they still put up 500 yards. Both of those games they put up 500 yards. I don't know how you put up 500 yards and don't score a point, but they're a prolific team. They've got a quarterback that can throw it around. They've got a big receiver who can get out there, and so the impetus is going to be on our secondary to try to shut some of that stuff down, let our defensive line get some pressure on the quarterback. But a team putting up 500 yards, you can't think that you're going to be able to shut that out every week unless you can put a stop to some of that positive yardage.
Like I said last week, in some of the videos that I watched, the front 4, front 7, they were getting a lot of pressure. I think they maybe got a little exhausted as the game went on, but definitely got a good D-line that can get some pressure on the quarterback.
The points that they gave up, it was like field position points.
Correct.
You know, a turnover by the offense in their own
short field.
Yeah, short field. So the defense never, from what I seen, never just got marched down on. You know, they were playing fast, hitting, running, flying to the ball.
That's what I wanted. My favorite side of the football is the defensive side of the football.
I'm not going to lie. I'm excited about that.
They didn't give up a point in the second half.
Absolutely.
I watched a little bit of film of these Featherston twins, and they look like they're legit problems.
They are. I think one of them has a Kansas offer already.
Yeah,
so
he does.
They're big-time players. They're no joke. That's not something that you like, oh, these some local guys. Nah, they're big-time players.
I like it.
And Coach Gomez, you know, he has an attitude. If you meet Coach Gomez, the first time I meet him, he rolls up. He's on a Harley, cowboy boots on, got a big cowboy hat on, a big Hispanic guy, and he's out there. And I asked Coach Davis, I was like, is our defense going to carry some of that swag out there on the field? And he said, no, that's what they want. They want to be that tough nose. We're going to get at you. They run a scheme that's simple, but it's hard to plan against. They line up heads up straight over you. And a lot of times when you're in a zone blocking scheme, that can mess you up because when that defensive lineman can go either way, you don't have hard concrete rules of what you have to follow. And so they do rely on those guys up front to make pressure because when they do, then you put it in the hands of your secondary. And so I think that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to cause problems for you up front. We're going to put our guys in the secondary out on an island because we feel like we have the athletes that can play with you when we get out there.
And one thing I feel good about going into this week's game, last week when Gilmer played Henderson, Gilmer beat Henderson 22-20.
Yep.
We did a great job against Henderson. We could have been better. But I think Gilmer, with the experience that they had coming back, and Henderson with the experience they had coming back, I think that was a good measuring tool to say, hey, we're not far off.
Right.
Yep.
You know? I agree with that.
Right.
So we just got to push the right buttons, have the kids in the right frame of mind, the great game plan, and I think we'll get a lot of victories this year.
You know, it's really weird having a bye week 2. But what that allowed us to do, other than the fact that it counts in the record books, that Henderson game almost served like a scrimmage for us. We hadn't been out on the field. Yeah. We didn't even have an inter-squad scrimmage because all the linemen were out due to COVID. And so you had a game where you could look at it, see where we were, make some evaluations, make some changes. We used 3 different centers in that game. The third guy that came in, it was kind of accidentally backed into something. Now they look out there and go, oh, hey, this is going to be the guy. Right. He's out here playing well. That's the kind of stuff that you would have been able to figure out.
Funny how that happens.
Yeah, you would have been able to figure that out in a scrimmage. So it shows up in the record books, but it works well for a scrimmage, and I really think we're going to see a completely different game tomorrow night than we did 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
I will say I think everybody's ready for LE to get that win and get things going. Absolutely. No matter what school, you know.
Yeah, I think they'll take this one against Jefferson. I think Atlanta comes to town next week, which, by the way, you'll be able to catch on game day.
Yes, sir.
I believe
that'll be worth watching.
Yeah, they ended in a 50-yard field goal or something last year.
I think it was a 43-yard field goal, bounced off the crossbar to go in for Atlanta to pick up the win there at home last year.
And I believe Life walks the Hatchie right after that. We'll be full setup for that game, 6-camera setup. It'll be a good time. 3-1 to start the year. That's what I got them. I hadn't looked ahead to see who's after Life walks the Hatchie, but it's going to be an exciting time this season. for the Leopards.
I feel like we can make it happen. I really do.
Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we will come back with get some Redwater. Talk a little Redwater football. We'll be right back.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Welcome back. We got Coach Graff with us, along with Preston Davis and Malcolm Brown. Preston, I've been hearing about you for like 2 years. Tell me Tony's not a good coach.
No, I mean, he really was to me. Like, I learned a lot of stuff, and then like playing on his team was like always like so much fun. Like, I always had a good time with him.
Hey, tell him on the field and off the field, I'm two different people, all right?
Yeah, he really is.
Coach, you know what I always tell, every time Tony talks about how good of a coach he is, I said, man, a guy told me one time that everybody's an offensive coordinator and a baseball coach.
True. Hey, great story about Preston Davis, okay? Preston's a little stubborn every once in a while. And I told him, you know, we always hit good pitches. Dude gets we're in the World Series down in Alabama and gets a pitch, I'm talking about on the shoelaces, and the field's 375. He sent that ball about 400 foot, about 200 foot. He's rounding third. I said, normally I'd get mad, but go ahead, man. Yeah. He hit it off the shoelaces, man, in baseball. It was great.
Well, Coach, congratulations on 2-0 start.
Well,
I'm sorry, 1-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
28-0 against New Diana. I watched some film on that, and that was absolutely dominated. Do they have I don't know this for a fact. They have under 100 yards total offense?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to that. I like
Yeah.
it. Preston, you didn't have nothing to do with that, did you? You're out here chunking the ball around?
Nah.
I know Malcolm did.
Yes, sir.
He all over the field. That's really nice highlights out there. Plus, got our MVP. I'll go ahead and give you this. I'll get my girl to take a picture with you here in a little bit, though.
All right, for sure.
Shout out on that. MVP, defensive MVP, Malcolm Brown.
Appreciate you.
So, man, what's it looking like this week?
You know, we have, again, an opportunity to play at our own house there at Redwater Dragon Stadium, and so that always brings a little bit more excitement. We're glad to be back home, but we're playing Edgewood, who is 0-2, but, you know, looking at that, you've got to know who they've been playing. They've played two really good teams in Commerce, very athletic, and played them good. And then turned around and played a very physical team in Rains, and so they're not playing just pancakes. They're playing good competition, and it's going to come down to that team that makes the fewest mistakes, that wins that turnover battle. It's a game that we can win, but we're going to have to show up to play and execute.
Sure,
Coach, watching y'all this year, y'all look a lot more physical than y'all were last year. What do you see? What's changed? Well.
Yeah, good question. I appreciate you, the fact that you've seen that, because we have too. To be honest with you, it's the attitude of our players, and to tell you, make a long story short, it's been a great and a lot of fun group to work for and work with. They're the type that are not accepting of failure. It is, let's do it again, let's get it right, family atmosphere with these guys, but they've taken the responsibility and saying, hey, I'm not going to place blame on other things. It's on us, and what we put in, we get out, and it's just been a lot of fun, but just the attitude and the work ethic through every day and responsibility and coming to work, and you know, a lot of times maturity changes that, and two of these guys over here have two of the strongest competitive natures in them, but that maturity level's caught up with that, and even Malcolm has been was born with that competitive spirit in him, but he's learned how to control that in a fashion that is productive. And he was one of the most physical kids that I've seen in a long time on both sides of the ball Friday night.
Coach, I knew 10 years ago he was going to be your quarterback and your receiver.
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
Yeah.
All I heard last year, Preston, was how good a quarterback you are.
Yes, sir.
So, like, this year, I mean, this is your offense.
Yes, sir.
So you throwing the ball around more. Did we make any changes at the line of scrimmage? What do we have going on?
Well, our young men, they work their tails off, and they know if they can give Preston time, Preston's going to make that throw and can make just about any throw out there. And so it's a work in progress, but we're doing the little things, not looking past the little things to get the big things. And we're working to get that pass protection, because we know that we have the guys that can go downfield and get it and that can catch it. But if we can give him that protection, he can make just about every throw that's on that field. And it's a luxury, and it's something that we want to use and utilize. And when we've been able to get him that protection, good things are happening.
Malcolm, you had a huge football game. What,
yes,
3 touchdowns?
Yes, sir.
2 rushing, 1 on a punt return, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Was the field just freaking 100 yards wide? I mean, every time I watch you, it's like just nobody's able to touch you.
Yeah, I mean, the blockers, they were blocking good, you know what I'm saying?
Is Peyton on the offensive line?
Yeah, he is.
Give him a hard time for me. That's my nephew. But, so what you play offense, defense. Your offensive stats, you could have very easily got MVP on offense as well. Defense, man, like you just play. Does he come off the field, Coach?
Very seldom.
I wouldn't let him come off either.
Yeah. And he doesn't ask to come off the field. If he has to come off the field, then we're getting him a break or trying to get him some water, because he's earned it. He wants to be out there. He wants to be leading by example. And man, attitude, effort, and everything. He's leading by example. People are following him uphill.
Right. What are y'all expecting tomorrow night against Edgewood?
A win. That's all.
Where is Edgewood? We were trying to talk about that earlier. Somebody just said Texas.
Really, you go to Greenville,
okay, and
then go south.
Okay, so it's nowhere near Paris.
No.
That's why everybody said it was near Paris. Like, I've never heard of it.
It's kind of, let's say in a triangle between Tyler and Greenville. It's over there on that east side of.
So Billy was finally wrong about something.
Yeah.
All right. And be sure you copy that clip.
Finally.
Man, it's an exciting time to be a Dragon. My nephew is Peyton Waldrop.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, and
great young man.
I've been giving him a hard time since football started.
Yeah.
Like, man, you got to send me something. I ain't seen you hit nobody yet. But he is a big kid.
He's a big kid. Yeah, potential's there, and just a good young man that works and very, very his upside is up there,
If we could get him to work as hard on football as he does showing these cows, he'd be a great football player.
Yeah.
He's always out there showing these livestock.
Well, he's the kind of kid, though, too. You call him at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, I'm stuck, and he'd be there to help you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How stubborn is old Rex out there?
Rex is done a 180 for us. He's he went through the military and went through basic this year and everything, and he's been a
Rex
pleasure.
was my catcher, and when I mean he's the definition of a catcher.
Yeah,
absolutely. He is mean, and he is tough kid, man.
He's got that streak in him, but he's been great for us. So.
I always hated when a throw was going to be close at home. I was always sitting back going, "Oh man, this is going to be bad."
I coached baseball for 15 years and had some really good teams and was part of it. But I kind of gave up on baseball when they took out that you had to tent slide at all the bags. That's when it got soft on me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big baseball fan.
You can't run the catcher over anymore.
Oh, yeah. You can't do that anymore?
No,
you can't. They'll call you
what?
I'm just kidding. But
they'll call you out.
Malcolm, you play baseball?
Yes, sir.
Run somebody over for me. Send me a video clip. I'll get you some shine.
Both of them are great pitchers, both of them. So.
Yeah.
Both throw the ball really hard.
Anybody that comes in here and like, oh, they're a great athlete. Tony claims I coached them.
Hey, they'll tell you.
I get so tired of hearing it.
Hey, have I coached most of them, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doesn't mean they learned anything.
Tony gets to pick his team.
Okay, yeah. That's a good point. I'm glad you told me
they
that.
They got to want to play for me, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to be hard to play for Tony. I don't even like sitting beside him. Anyways, guys, hey, man, congratulations. Last week's victory. Good luck tomorrow night. Malcolm, shout out. Keep doing what you do. Keep sending these highlights, guys. Okay. We appreciate it, Coach. Appreciate you sending stats. Best of luck.
Man, appreciate you having us on.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Let's go to break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, nice seeing y'all, guys. Keep it up.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyops is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Gameday.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Game Day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back. We have on a winning streak. I love it. Queen City Bulldogs head coach Droddy with us. We have Kieran Droddy and Demir Rascal, our offensive MVP of last week. I mean, a huge football game. And some great highlights to go along with it.
Yes, sir.
Is Shelton the quarterback?
Yes, Alex Shelton.
I like the way he plays that position, man.
And he plays it hard. He plays it kind of, I don't want to say reckless, but no fear.
And he's only a junior.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Are you a senior or junior?
Yes, sir. Senior.
Senior? All right, shout out. What we got?
Senior.
All right. So, Coach, what's the turnaround been?
Well, I think it's just patience and a lot of strong senior leadership. And we've got a couple of those guys here. And, there's 12 of them that if we could get them all up here on stage, they'd all take some credit for that and well-deserved credit. And just the stick-to-itiveness to stick it out through the thick and thin, and mostly thin over the last few years. Yeah. So we're proud of them, and not only with the senior leadership, but with the good junior class and supporting cast underneath there that have bought into those guys. And that's really important. You can have great seniors, but if you don't have good juniors and sophomores backing up their talk, then it makes it really hard to be successful.
Geographically, you are just in a weird spot.
Man, it's tough.
Yeah, like if you're like choosing schools, it is just a weird place because it's just. I lived in Queen City for a little bit. It just cuts off real quick, and then if you're going here, you have options at Texarkana.
That's right.
So I was trying to explain that to somebody in Longview the other day, and I was like, it's just I don't know how to explain. It's just a weird area, especially for sports.
Well, we're trying to do some good things and give people reasons to stop in Queen City and not go down the street a little further south, or just bring them from the north. Not recruiting or anything, but give them something to look forward to. Come to Queen City and have a good time.
Well, fans and I'm sure the athletes like chunking the ball around. Every highlight I see, it seems like you are chunking the ball around a lot.
We're not air raid, but our offensive coordinator might say we're air raid. we still we still like to run the ball, but I think they're having a fun time with it. And when you get really good at it, it's a very unselfish offense because you've got 5 guys you can get the ball to on any play, and they all want it. These guys, they want the ball all the time. So
tell me about your offensive line. I know success in high school football almost always starts there, I think.
Right. You're 100% right, and that's one of the things we focused on early on was controlling the trenches. And so offensive line, we've got 4 seniors up there and a junior that's starting at a tackle position. So, got some good size, some good physicality in there, and they just continue to get better each week. And so we put a lot of weight on their shoulders, in the pass game for protection, and then be able to get those down blocks and secure double teams. And, makes it tough. But when it's working good, man, it can be really successful and open some big plays.
How exciting is this for y'all? Because y'all, I'm assuming, played on the last 2 years' teams. How exciting is this for y'all to be on a winning streak?
Yes, sir. Very exciting.
Yeah. So tell me about what's the atmosphere like at school right now?
You got a lot of fans.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like y'all's jerseys too.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
See, when I was playing, everybody had these loose jerseys. You know, when he was playing, they wore T-shirts.
Easy now.
You know,
no leather helmets.
Come on,
no leather helmets. Well, guys, I always like to ask, because when you start playing in a school at y'all's level, there's a lot of playing on both sides. What do y'all prefer, playing on offense, playing on defense?
I prefer playing offense. I'm a defensive guy.
Yeah, well,
he said there's more shine on offense.
Yeah, but on defense you get to hit them.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm a. Did you see that video posted? It might have been like a middle school game, like the kicker wearing an orange. Do your middle school wear orange helmets?
No, we have white helmets in the middle school.
Maybe JV.
It was JV.
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it has
JV.
130,000 views. Like today, it had like 95. When I sent y'all that,
Right.
I went back and looked a little while ago. It had 130,000 views. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Go back on Game Day page, find it. You'll have to scroll to probably the last Thursday or Friday. And, I mean, this kicker just absolutely levels this kid. And I don't know that I've ever had a highlight get 130,000 views. I don't know how it has 130,000 views. It just took off.
It might be Logan watching it over and over and over.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to cut that out and send it to him. I like that.
Yeah, do that. No, he's a good kid. He's one of our freshmen, man. We've got a good freshman group coming up, too, so we're proud of those guys.
Awesome. You know I'm a defensive dude. I love some defensive football. So all you got to do is, no helmet-to-helmet stuff. But give me a couple good hits this week.
Man, I got you.
Coach, who are y'all playing this week again?
We got Quitman this week. We're going down there. Yep.
All right. I do know where Quitman is. I'm from Longview originally. So what's Quitman? They're running team, I'm assuming.
They are run first team. They're in the spread offense.
Really?
Yep. They're gun, one back, 3 and 4 wide. So they're run first. Yeah, they want to run the football. Quarterback's a junior, good kid, coach's kid. He's got some wheels on him. He gets out in the open field, pretty decent arm. They don't throw it a lot. I think probably about 10 times each game. But they've got a couple of running backs that they use back there. Pretty big up front. So,
so what's your prediction for Quitman?
Uh-oh.
Coach, I know that sound. He doesn't want y'all to give a prediction. Coach, what's your prediction for Quitman?
Man, I feel like we're going to go in, and if we handle things up front, I feel we're not. Listen, we're not in any boat to be overconfident in anybody. We got to go in and take it game by game. But I feel like we have a good opportunity Friday night to come out 1-0.
I like it. I like it a lot. Tell me leading pass. Let's say we get 3-0 Friday night. Who do you got week after this?
We've got Frankston, another road game down in Frankston.
Yeah. So when are we getting the next Queen City home game?
Next Queen City home game will be we have three on the road. We start district at EF.
And who made that schedule?
Well, it just kind of worked out. So we end up with 5-5.
So y'all are going to have a true homecoming game then.
Well, we yeah, we will. We actually did homecoming last week early, try to get that thing out of the way, make sure with all the COVID stuff, you never know when things are going to go awry.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it worked out.
Not about COVID, but about homecoming.
Right, yeah, we got a homecoming win out of the situation too, so it worked out all the way around. And but our next home game will be New Diana the week after EF. I don't even know what date that is.
You'll give New Diana the business this year. That's for sure.
One of the biggest changes that I've seen with y'all's team this year is on the defensive side of the ball. What type of changes have y'all made and implemented this year for defense?
Well, first of all, we switched to an odd front. I've been an even front guy forever and ever, and just kind of was headstrong about it. And we decided with personnel that we were going to go to an odd front, 3-4 look. And, get as many athletes on the field and guys that can move. And we've got 3 guys that are holding it down up front, and we let these guys kind of fly around. And a lot of the credit I've been giving it to those 3 guys up front, and really 5 or 6 that rotate in, and it really frees these inside-outside backers up to make a lot of plays. But if you look at our tackle chart, man, our defensive tackles at nose guard, they're in the mix every week on our tackle chart. So they're all doing a good job. But outside of scheme, man, I think it was just confidence. They're a year older. They're tired of getting beat. And when that happens, you get a group of guys that are hungry, tired of getting beat. They want to go out and put it on somebody else, and that's what they're doing. And they're taking that approach really starting on Monday every week, and it's awesome to see.
Well, of the film that I saw, I definitely like the speed at the linebacker row that you've got. I mean, they are flying to the ball.
They don't wait to come down.
Right.
I mean, I prefer. I'm a defensive dude, but I prefer the QB to the wide receiver down here.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we have our offensive MVP, DeBill Rasco. Smile for the camera. Shout out, brother. You earned that.
Well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved, man. Coach, man, very happy for y'all. Get that 3-0. We'll see you again here probably next week.
Man, I hope so. If we keep doing good things, we hope to spread the light on Queen City and really get some notoriety over there and get some publicity for those guys. The young men out there deserve it. They're working hard, and nobody wants to go out and say – nobody starts a game saying I'm ready to lose today.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're they've really changed their mindset. So we appreciate you guys having us on.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we will be right back with head coach Barry Norton of Arkansas High.
Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting their craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Gameday with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
We are back. We got the head hog with us. I just made that up. Oh, my bad on your thing here. Well, there you go, Brian. One of my favorite people to interview ever. I'm going to go ahead and just call you my favorite.
There you go.
Coach Norton, he makes fun of Billy Lavender all the time. I like it.
I see him over there. I'm fixing to take a couple of shots at him here in a second.
Hey, second game we ever did, Texas High, Arkansas High, he gets over there and starts making fun of Billy. It was just absolute gold. He was like, I don't know why y'all have Billy on here, but I promise you I can do a lot better. So, Coach,
target.
the second you retire, I need you to go ahead and make a commitment. You're going to come help us out with Game Day. I'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
We'd have some long segments because he's a talker.
Oh, I know. Hey, he can run an hour segment.
Yeah.
Coach, number 3 ranked team in the state. We're at not Pine Bluff, but
Pine Bluff Dollarway this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your football team looking like? I mean, you hadn't even been able to scrimmage, have you?
No, we haven't done anything. This will be our first contest. We are. I think if we can stay healthy, we're going to have a good football team. I really do. I think we've got a chance to have a good football team. We've got to create some depth and at linebacker. Our front on both sides is going to be strong. I think defensive line, we're going to be big on both sides. And offensive line's got 4 starters back, so there's experience there, which is tremendous.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Braylon Bishop's back at quarterback. Leighton Lammers has played really well at quarterback. Braylon's traveling the world with baseball and all that. So Leighton's got a lot of good reps, and he has really performed well.
Do you still have that middle linebacker you had last year?
No,
good.
I was just
graduated.
Yeah.
What about Blair? He
he's
graduated?
back.
I like that.
Well,
kid.
I think he's going to be. If he stays healthy, he's going to have a phenomenal senior year. He's going to be one of the most electric football players in this area. He really is. Last year in track, he ran a 800 meters electronic, the first track meet out, and he would have been 10.6, maybe down to 10.5 if he'd have run all year. He can do everything. He
Great balance on the field.
Yeah, Lord, he can do anything, and he's a smart football player. He plays running back for us. He'll play out wide. He'll play some corner. He'll do a lot of different things, but really electric football player. I'm excited about what we have. I guess I'm probably more excited if he should get to play finally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was scared we weren't going to be able to.
Yeah,
I don't know why this is on my mind right now, but y'all have the best pep rallies. So it doesn't matter about football.
Not anymore.
Letting you know.
Those are out now.
Yeah, well, I hate that.
Yeah, I do too. I hate the kids getting to miss some of the things that they're having to miss. I told my seniors today, I said, this is going to go by in a hurry. That's just what it is, and it does every year. Now we're down to 8 games, and I'm just tickled to death they're getting to play. I'm glad some kind of normalcy's back, and I tell them, kids get tired of practice. They do, and I understand the monotony. And we started August 3rd, I think it was, and here it is September 11 before we get to play. That's a long time. And so we've tried to manage that well, and the kids have handled it well. And my problem is I love to practice.
Yeah.
I love to go out to practice, and they're tired of it. But if we're going to play, I think we're going to play well. I really do. I think we'll play good.
The biggest thing I noticed last year, if y'all getting better and better, was the maturation of Braylon Bishop. I thought from the game 1 to the end of the season, he improved tremendously last year.
He has, and Braylon, I've had this talk. Braylon is a really, really, really good athlete. I want him to be a really, really, really good quarterback. that is an athlete, not an athlete that's playing back at quarterback. And he's growing in that area. We're getting some and he has so much time. Braylon could be a Division I quarterback if he wanted to be.
Early in the season, to me, it looked like he was throwing bullets 10 yards away.
Yeah.
Just bullets.
He was throwing it.
I remember the first pass I ever saw him throw was a screenplay or a bubble route. He drilled it from 10 feet away from this kid. I'm like, ain't nobody in the world can catch that ball.
Well, what we talk about is he's got to slow the game down.
Yeah.
Just like baseball. When you're at the plate, some days that ball looks that big around. And that's what you want in football. You want the game to slow down for you a little bit. That comes from a lot of reps, a lot of experience. Yesterday we had a no huddle drill at the end of practice. Both quarterbacks, Leighton started out, did a great job. Brother came and did it. My dad was at practice. Dad called me last night. He said it's the best I've ever seen him throw. He threw with touch. And Mondo came over the house last night, and he goes, "That's the best I've ever seen him throw." And that's what it is. He's growing as a quarterback. He's going to do a great job. And again, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Leighton. Those two guys have done a great job.
Have you heard these rumors that Mondo got beat up by a 9-year-old? That's what's going around on the street right now. You hadn't met Mondo yet, have you? I'll wait till you meet him. I like Mondo.
He's a cat.
Hey, Coach, you've coached some of the greatest athletes ever out of this area. Ever.
Yeah.
This quarterback you have, I know he's gonna be a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he fall on that list? Just as greatest athletes you've coached?
Oh God, I don't know. I got this question the other day: who's the best football player I ever coached? And it was Nathan Basher.
I thought you were about to say Craig Jenkins. You looked over there. I'd say do not say that.
Before his time.
All right.
That's right. But and you try to figure out, well, why was he the best? We could do everything. Everything in the world, he could do it. I told this, I think, the other day when I was on the morning show on the couch.
Yeah.
We may have invented the Wildcat. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but Scott Surratt was my offensive coordinator. And I'd tell Scott, I said, throw the dang thing to Nathan. We'd throw it to him. And it got a little harder to throw it sometimes. So we'll just hand the darn thing to him. And so we'd put him at tailback and do everything. And finally, we just put him at quarterback. And, we'd fake the jet sweep and he'd take off running. And we looked brilliant. And he was, God, what a good player. What a good player.
But tell the people one reason why he was such a great athlete. We all know about his athletic ability. Mm-hmm. But as far as being a kid, a young man, somebody that would listen. Yeah. That's a big part of it.
There's no doubt. Nathan was and still is one of the finest young men I've ever been around. I talked to him. I was just telling him what Craig a while ago. I called him. I needed a jersey. I needed some memorabilia. There's a guy in town that was that's a probation officer, wanted something for a juvenile guy, and he wanted something for kids to see that people from around here. And I called Nate, and Nate texted me back. He said it'll be delivered in FedEx today. But right before we came out, my wife and I opened it up, and there it is. But he is talking to him just like it was when he was 18, except he's more mature.
Yeah.
And but he was a great kid. Great kid. Always had a pretty smile. And I want to tell you, and anybody that coaches or anybody wants, and they ought to be able to tell you, kids that smile, they have a chance. Yeah. If you got one not smiling every often, it's going to be hard to coach most of the time. You ever get a guy that smiles all the time? And Mac Brown told me that. He said, when I recruit, if they're not smiling, I'm not recruiting them long. So
Tony Langford basically couldn't work anywhere. Hey, my man Brian Bolt hadn't said a word yet, but was a coach. He has shelter insurance over on not Arkansas Boulevard, Jefferson Avenue. He's going to be helping us out with game day. He's going to be covering a lot of the Arkansas side, mainly Arkansas High. Looking forward to a great season. You got anything for Coach or me?
No, or Coach, it's a pleasure to be on the Arkansas side of things now instead of the other places that I coached. We were, always against each other. So
sounds like you were one of them private schools I don't like. Is that where you were?
I don't know. You might could call Lakeside a private school.
The more research I do into Arkansas football, I get really, really mad about those two teams.
Yeah.
It's very, very unfair in Arkansas High.
Well, there's no doubt. The state of Texas doesn't have private schools. They don't allow private schools. Yeah. And for a reason. You look in Louisiana. Louisiana has Evangel. They have John Curtis. They have all of them. Well, it's always who's winning. Well, I don't know how that works, but I'm guessing everybody's not paying tuition. I just think it's always right if everybody can go by the exact same rules. Just go by the exact same thing. You shouldn't be able to go get a player that you want if you're in Little Rock and go get another because you maybe need another linebacker. You shouldn't get to do that.
Yeah.
And that happens when it's private school. They're only going by their rules, and their rules and ours aren't the same.
Yeah. I would. I haven't even thought about doing research on this. You win a state championship. Are you the only coach ever, Texas and Arkansas?
Oh, no. Johnny Outlaw
was one?
Johnny won it at Arkadelphia and then Lufkin.
Okay.
Sure did. John won in 2001 at Lufkin.
Yeah.
And he won up at Arkadelphia. Yeah.
He coached one of my favorite high school players ever, Reggie McNeil.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah.
Good player.
Do you remember the state championship game, Reggie McNeil? They were down 35 points at halftime, came back and won.
Yeah.
I was in the house for that. It was miserable.
really?
It was raining all night.
Yeah.
It was bad. One of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen in my life.
I was at Lufkin in '94. Jim Slaughter was the head coach. Jim comes to me and says, hey, this was late. He went and took the AD job in Carrollton, Texas. And he said, Barry, I'm sorry. I go, you've got to take it. But I'd only been here a year. He said, I hate leaving you. I said, well, I'll be fine. And it was so late in the process. I tell you when they hired John Outlaw the third weekend in June. That's how late it was. And because I told the superintendent, I said, listen, I'll take it for a year. You don't like me, just tell me I'll leave and that way you can find who you want to. John calls me. Surratt and I had gone out to San Angelo, the football clinic. I drive back from San Angelo, and I go in, and John's got his office already set up. And he had a picture about this long, about that tall. It was pistols sitting out with smoke coming out of the end, and it said Outlaw, And John asked me, he said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, they hired me to coach quarterbacks, be the offensive coordinator. And so he said, well, I run my own offense. And he said, I'd like for you to stay. And I said, John, and West Orange had already offered me a job. And I went down there, and John and I stayed in contact. We're good friends through it all. But he was a great guy and phenomenal. And he always told me, he said, what I can do is coach kids. And that hit home with me. A lot of people think they can coach football or teach math or whatever. What you're doing is you're teaching kids and you're coaching kids. It's not necessarily the math or the football part of it that you're doing. So John said that to me, and it stuck with me ever since.
Well, Coach, man, we appreciate your time. Whenever you do get ready to retire, come on. I'll either give you Billy's spot or Tony Langford's. I'll let you choose.
It'll definitely upgrade if I take Billy's spot.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right. Thank you.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back. Got another LE segment. We got a couple of great players with us, Featherson twins. We were talking about y'all last week. I said, man, which one of y'all have the great nickname? What's your nickname?
My nickname is Boo Daddy.
What?
Boo Daddy.
Boo Daddy.
All right, so are these not Tombstone? Are these not one of them?
No, I don't know.
Y'all know somebody named Tombstone?
No, they're talking about Hampton. What y'all call him? Tomb?
Tomb. Yeah, Tomb.
Ah, okay. I was like, you got somebody nicknamed Tombstone. I need to meet them. I didn't care. But, man, y'all are causing some havoc. Been watching a little film. I like it. Chop's been talking y'all up. Like, I've never heard somebody. You would think y'all were his kids. As much as he's out here talking y'all up.
Well, they are my kids, man. For the last 30-some years, all these guys have been my kids, man. I try to talk to them because I want everybody to be better than me, which ain't a whole lot to be. But be better than me. Take it to the next level. Set your sights up high, man, and just do all you can, to be what you want to be.
And so these two guys here, Kevonte Featherson.
Say that again.
Kevonte and Kevonte Featherson.
Okay.
See, hey, I know.
Yep.
They wear number 6, wear number 7.
Yep.
And I've been knowing these guys probably since they were about third grade, I guess, riding around on the bus and that kind of stuff. Yeah, knew them when they were there. But, these are the two guys that you see out there on the field, and a lot of times, especially if something gets into the secondary, you see somebody involved in a play. At some point you look up, you're going to see either 6 or 7 involved in that out there. And that really takes a big motor. When you guys, practice on the defensive side, of course, I know this year we got a new defensive coordinator. How aggressive do they want you guys to play, and kind of what's your mentality when you're out there playing? I know you play safety most of the time. What are you looking for when a play starts to happen?
Actually, I've been at linebacker. Yeah, we both been at outside linebacker.
Okay, so
I haven't even played. I even
played
tried
safety
out
this
safety
year. Okay.
at all.
I'm about to say, I don't think he's a safety.
Well, he's where he was most of last year. Yeah,
they want me closer to the ball.
Okay.
Hey, my man said he could play safety.
Oh, yeah, he can.
Most definitely.
He's got a different motive.
But tell them why they want you closer to the ball.
I guess they think I can get there faster.
You do get there faster.
Yeah.
Now you're number 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us about that one play that you made when you came from the opposite side, and the quarterback was trying to run out, and you laid a lick on him.
I just a couple plays before that, my coach got on to me real bad about because they was rolling out, and when the back comes to me, I'm supposed to shoot towards the back. But the coach got on to me, and they did it again. Soon I got back on the field, I was like, I got to light him up this time. So next thing you know, he rolled out. I just seen him, and I made a play.
Okay, now which one of y'all is being recruited by Kansas? Is it?
That's me.
You are? Okay.
Yes,
Well, you getting any offers or anything?
No, I haven't got any offers yet, but I've been talking to a lot of people, though.
Okay, you know what's going to happen by you being on the show, right?
Yes, sir.
They're going to see you. They're going to hear you talk, and they're going to say, hey, we might need to pay this guy a little more attention.
Well, and really, I think
that's where it works.
Keontae's grown quite a bit. Last year, everybody would say big twin, small twin, right? Yeah. That's what everybody would say. And, of course, I'm sure you really, and I'm sure they still know who you are. Yeah, but, I see you starting to grow a little bit, getting bulked up. I know you guys had a strong summer weight program.
I got tired of that.
There you go. You didn't want to be little twin anymore, did you?
Of that. We ain't had no choice but to get bigger. We was with this guy.
Hey, and that's good. And that's where, I don't think a lot of people really see what Trey does when he comes back and works with a lot of you guys.
Trey put in a lot of work. He got us right. He got us right. For sure.
Guys, we're playing a Jefferson team on Friday, but each of the last 2 games, they put up 500 yards of offense. So even though they didn't score points in the last game, they put that up. I know you guys have, been watching film, stuff to look for. I know they got a receiver that's been out there putting up big numbers for them and a quarterback as well. I know we want to try to disrupt what that quarterback does. How key are you guys going to be to that defensive stand that we need to make this weekend?
We just gotta stay focused and get ready for him. Be ready.
So you guys not going to
game plan.
So you guys not going to tell us what you're actually going to do, what defense you're going to run.
Y'all gonna see it tomorrow.
So y'all been talking to Damian, and we couldn't get nothing out of him last time either.
Nah, he's good on them. Y'all gonna see what we got for him tomorrow. We got a lot of new plays. We ready.
I talked about it in our first segment a little bit earlier. Coach Gomez, new guy, comes in. He to me kind of walks around, like a little country, a little bit of swag and stuff. Does some of that come out on you guys? What's your favorite thing about Coach Gomez?
It's just like his intensity. You can tell every day of practice. Coach Gomez, he want to win. He hyped up. He make you want to go to practice. He gonna headbutt you with your helmet on. Everything I love Coach Gomez.
Great. Now let me ask y'all this, and I wonder this: which one of y'all is the oldest?
Me.
You the oldest. Well, how many minutes, seconds?
2.
2 minutes?
Yes, sir. He was born at 10:30. I was born at 10:32.
So what did you do? You grab him and push him back and say, "No, you going out first?" Or
had to wrestle each other.
Yeah, I told her, I'm going first, man.
Now, what a lot of people don't realize, you guys are just juniors. So you got another year to come back to get bigger, to get stronger, to get better. And, if there's anything I can do to help you guys reach that next goal, just let me know. You need somebody to talk to. Hey, I'm out there. Now, last week, Morgan, what we had over 7,000 viewers, I think, to watch the show.
Yeah,
we heard about that.
We had quite a bit more than that. We ended up over 150,000 views.
150. So you got 150,000, maybe plus people that didn't know you guys that know you now.
Yeah.
So hey,
we already thought a lot of people knew us. So
they know the name. They know the name. But
get y'all some shine. Sending me some more highlights.
Most definitely. whatever good plays you make and stuff. You saw those guys that was up there earlier. They were the players of the week or something like that. So who knows? Maybe next week you guys may be back up here. We waited one of you or both of you. Preferably both of you.
Just hit us up. We gonna come.
Oh, okay, great. Now, one final question. Tell me about these air raids that y'all run.
I ain't got to get a part of that shit, so that's for the people that act up.
I have.
You have.
That's for the people that act up.
That's not somebody no player want to do. No player.
So that's part of Coach Davis's discipline and
yes, sir.
Or motive. I won't say this or motivation.
You probably got somebody doing them every day that I got an email sent to the coach or something.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that's just how you act, not only in the locker room.
So if I don't get any highlights from y'all Monday, I can just email the coach and be like, man, they were just acting a fool up here at walk-on. Yeah, I got to pay for it. Is that how it works?
How has the culture been different? Have you noticed, is the locker room a different place, that kind of stuff? It's always different. Of course, I know Coach Davis was here last year. Kind of maybe talk about his expectations a little bit and the way that, kind of the culture that he wants the team to have.
He just really wants us to grow up to be great young men, and
it's really not always about football. It's about our future and everything else.
We could tell he really cares about it.
Yeah. I love Coach Davis too.
Now, do y'all have something like a character integrity session or something like that y'all do before practice?
Yeah, we have those. We have them on Mondays, I think. Mondays before practice, and we gonna have one tomorrow or two before the game.
Now tell us a little bit about that. It doesn't matter.
We got Coach Franklin. Our Coach Franklin. He's a preacher.
Right.
He just get up and tell us
a bunch of stories. We just sit there and listen about it. Just a lot of stories.
It's about God. We just have those little sessions. And we watch our little film when we go outside.
Well, what you think that's helping with the team as far as the culture and stuff?
Most definitely, because all our players need a little bit of God in them. So, and most of them don't even go to church. So,
okay, great. Well,
let's do this, job. Let's appreciate you guys coming on. Best of luck tomorrow night. Come back with that W.
We got to get us.
Let's take a break. We will be right back with
Texarkana Hampton.
To Colin.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Welcome back. We added Trey Carson and Texarkana Hampton with us. Texarkana Hampton with us. You know why this is? He told me your name earlier, and I said it like 10 times to remember it.
Yeah.
And he said it wrong. That's on him. I remember you from basketball season, though. Yep. Yeah. Man plays defense, but he doesn't know how to not foul. Hey, Trey, very physical.
Yeah.
Like he had no easy ones on my man's watch.
You're a football player.
I like it.
You know what? Actually, we need to give him a whole lot of credit because he's the first person I saw in Texarkana wearing a mask. And I was at a basketball game. You remember that?
I was sick.
You was sick, but you was out there anyway trying to make this old man right here sick too, huh?
He had a mask on, so he did a good job.
He had a mask on.
And I had my best game.
You sure did.
You played basketball with the mask on?
Nah, I was sick. I warming up with
my warmed up with it on.
I think you were. All right, I do remember that. All right, yeah. Let's not talk about basketball. Let's talk about this football week. Got Jefferson tomorrow night, looking to get a W. What can we expect from this defense tomorrow night? Y'all have 2 shutout quarters already this year.
The plan is to shut them down all quarters. We don't want them to score at all.
I like it.
And so when you're out there, you're watching this offense, and we talked about it with the other guys too, put up 500 yards the last 2 weeks, Jefferson did. What are you looking for out there on the field? Kind of what are the things that you're going to have to key on tomorrow night
the quarterback,
in order to make some plays? Okay.
The quarterback, that's the key. Coach been planning to,
send me and the twins on blitzes to stop him from doing that.
So get back there and try to disrupt a little bit of his rhythm and that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
You know, I know you guys also, you know, then that kind of puts your secondary out there on an island. They line up with some of those receivers and all that, and they got to be able to shut some people down. Maybe talk about some of those guys that are out there at the safety and cornerback position, and who do we need to look for tomorrow night out there on your defensive side?
Well, Samaj Rose, he's one of our best safeties, DBs.
Yeah.
He a big recruit for Liberty Allo. Keelan Watson, he a nice little corner.
Yes, sir.
What about Chris Lewis?
Chris Lewis, that's one of a kind. He a real football player. He think he a basketball player, he a football player.
And really, he didn't even play football last year, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
He should have.
Yeah.
He got the best hands on the team.
Yeah, very good athlete, and yeah, I think he's going to be one of those. He may end up at the year, you know, one of those 6-7 interception guys by the time the year's over because he's got really good eyes out there on the field.
I'm trying to have the most.
Oh, you're going to try to get more? Yeah, you got one.
No, you had a pick six, right?
Nah, it should have been a pick six.
What happened?
He ran like Trey.
What happened? He ran like Trey and got caught.
No.
So he ran straight to the sideline?
Me and Took was working out in the summertime. He skipped a couple of sled days. So he couldn't unhitch the trailer.
It showed up, didn't it?
It showed up.
See, he should have been out there.
Okay, let's back the train up a little bit because we've been trying to figure out what is your nickname? What do they call you?
Toon.
Where did that come from?
My mama said I made it up when I was little.
You made it up. Okay, all right. Because Morgan thought it was Tombstone.
I was like, hold on, we got a kid that's nicknamed Tombstone. Gotta have him on. Gotta have him on.
So that may be it. We may have to start calling him that on the radio as we go through.
Now, you come from an athletic family.
Yes, sir.
Who's your older brother?
Corn Hampton.
Who?
Corn Hampton.
Who is he? I never heard of him.
I know you heard him.
One thing about their family, they don't lack in confidence. He probably think he the best athlete to come out the family.
I am.
See? And he said it with a straight face. He's dead serious. He's not playing.
Just ready on it.
Hey, did you see Trey light up Donnie today on Facebook? You saw that? See, Trey, I go back. No, I go back and find this stuff.
My boy.
Y'all need to go back and find that video.
Now, listen, I got video of Trey doing that for real, though. That's the difference.
Hey,
maybe not against Donnie, but against other people.
We found exclusive Little League footage of Trey Carson.
Wow.
He wouldn't do it to me.
Oh, he wouldn't? He wouldn't?
See what I'm saying? You see that confidence?
Hey, man. I don't know if you've seen this video that's kind of went viral. Trey doing some kind of drill at A&M. I don't know if you've seen it yet. You might want to go watch it. You know, have you seen? You know what I'm talking about? You want them problems?
I won't.
All right, Trey. All right.
But do you think?
Y'all need to get him on the couch.
He's not playing though. That's the thing. That's why I love these kids. Really.
Exactly. I was going to say.
They really
not
playing.
Attitude.
They really believe it.
Yep.
But it ain't true. Just saying. But
we asked those guys a little bit about Coach Gomez, new guy over there on defense.
Oh, he
kind of coaching y'all up. And what is that about? Is some of that attitude you got? It sounds like he has a little bit of that himself.
Strictly business. He ain't playing with nobody. Like Samaj, he ain't even been like starting on defense. Lacking that practice, Coach Gomez told him, go to the sideline.
I liked it.
But that really kind of changes the culture of everything, right? Because people know we're going to show up, we're going to handle business. This is what it means to be a football team. But that doesn't change how you think they feel about you or anything, does it?
Nah. I liked it.
You know what? I like this kid.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
But that's good.
Hey, you want me to be cool?
Now, your younger brother is the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
What do you do to keep him in tune? That's a critical position. No, nothing's going to work offensively without him being totally into him. What do you tell him to get ready? Or do you have to tell him anything to get ready?
Nah, I don't have to tell him nothing, but at practice, people don't be getting on to him. I be getting on to him.
Okay.
Like if he throwing a ball too high, I be like, Jay, put the ball down.
Right.
Now does he throw it too hard or he doesn't throw
it? He throw it hard though, where the defenders can't get it. But I tell him do it like that.
Yeah, do it where you're supposed to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was telling him earlier, I would like to see him maybe run the ball a little bit more. Because I remember him in middle school, which was only last year before last.
Year before
last. Yeah, and he was a good runner. He was a good runner. So maybe those are some things he can put. What you call it? your repertoire. That's what you
put it in his
you,
bag.
Yeah, you sophisticated guys like to use those words. So that's something he can put in there, to use. That not only help himself, but to help the team also. Because he's getting bigger. He looks like he's grown a little bit taller. He definitely got a little wider.
Too
wide.
That's why you got to do some more running. What's going to be the key tomorrow night? If you look at it and you say, if we do this tomorrow, we're going to come out with a win. What's the biggest key that we need to look at tomorrow night?
Just listen to what Coach Davis taught us the whole week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Follow instructions.
Follow instructions.
Show up, handle business.
We're going to win.
Business trip.
I like it.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Schedule him for in studio next week. I need to do a one-on-one with this kid. I like this kid a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah, we can do
get
it.
with me. Yeah, one of y'all schedule that. Be sure it's during school hours so my man can get out of school.
There you go. I'll bring him over.
I ain't got no first period.
Hey, I don't get up early. It's a problem. Everybody's laughing because they know it's true.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, we're excited about tomorrow night. 7:30, we take on Jefferson. You're going to be able to listen to it on the radio. It's down in Jefferson. I'm not even sure they have internet down there, so I know we won't be able to stream it. But you will be able to catch it on the radio, 107.1.
Shots fired.
Of course, they're partners with it. Well, I'm just telling you, it is what it is.
Hey, I just know one thing. Bring a mask for this game because it smells bad. At that
Mr.
stadium.
Fry, you doing the radio?
Yeah, we'll be on the radio, 107.1 tomorrow night, 7:30. And so hopefully you can join us there.
Awesome, brother. Hey, brother, appreciate you being on. Best of luck. That was weird. Let's do that again. Yeah. Still messed it up. You know what? Scratch that.
You got that big ring on your hand, man.
My bad.
Nobody don't want to punch that.
Yeah, all right, I got you. All right, let's go to break. We'll be right back.
All right.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats prepared and ready to cook and take home, look no further than Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats select nothing but premium meats, and we season it to perfection so that you'll have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by Lanyard Specialty Meats for all your tailgating needs for this football season or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty Meats.
Lanyards is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Gameday.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating Game Day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
We are back. We got my man Alex Murphy with us. What position do you play?
I'll play anywhere you put me.
All right, that's what I thought.
Exactly, wherever coach needs him.
Why did you do that kid from Nashville so dirty on the very first play of the season? I mean, you couldn't have waited till second or third play. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Just drove this kid around and then slammed him on the ground. I'm like, dang, dude.
There's nothing wrong with pancakes.
Hey, and then on the 4th and 1, was it? You had the big block that springed Logan for the 49-yard touchdown run?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My man does work.
Absolutely.
Leads in that locker room as well. I was in the locker room. You had a great speech for that first game down in Nashville.
Oh, man, I wish we'd have got that on camera.
I was told to record coaches pregame.
We talked a little earlier before we got on here. Coach Gibson's got a first and goal, maybe 3 yards out. What's the call?
You can put me in there whenever you want. I'll go head first. No problem.
Running back.
That's right.
Lineman, defensive line. Man got some carries, too.
He's just a team player.
What are you averaging carry right now?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you know. Come on now. You know. Was Argyle like the best team you've ever played?
Up front, they were definitely real physical, and they played hard. They played really hard. I mean, we definitely knew that going in, but we didn't help ourselves. I thought we made a lot of mistakes. But, you live and you learn. So we'll bounce back. We'll be fine.
It had the feel of Carthage last year to me. I mean, because being down 14-0, and, it had a chance to get bad, and y'all immediately came back, tied it up. It says a lot about the football team, the character, and the experience.
Well, considering because they make quite a few mistakes beating themselves.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And, considering the amount of mistakes they played, I mean, the final score wasn't that bad.
No, not at all.
I thought we played really hard as a team. I was proud of our team, the way we were able to respond after making mistakes. So.
If that team doesn't win the Division I state championship, they were good.
They have a great
They're
shot.
a really good football team.
Yes, sir.
And Pleasant Grove, starters, same thing. It's just the depth. It came into play late.
Yes, sir.
Let's say that.
yeah, like I said, the mistakes, we didn't help ourselves at all. So, but, I mean, you can't do that against great teams like Argyle. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you look forward to, like, a game like a Paris where y'all are just going to, like, beat each other back and forth the entire game, both run the same offense? Does that excite you, or do you like – because it seems like every week y'all are like game of the week in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir. Like. Well, we love going against Paris because, they're really athletic and they're a really physical football team. And this year we're taking pride in being the most physical team we've ever had.
Yeah.
So we're definitely up to the challenge this week. It's going to be a tough game, but we're prepared.
I like it.
What do you see as y'all's biggest advantage going against Paris? I mean, you think it's going to be just y'all's offensive line against theirs, or do you think just this – world-class defensive line is just going to be able to overpower them?
I definitely think our physicality is what comes down into play when we play Paris, because usually they're really physical, but with the speed they have, when we're able to go right at them and be more physical than they are, I think that's one advantage we always have.
They had a lot of speed on defense last year. They had some really good linebackers.
Yeah, I think
they've got some great players again this year on defense.
What was the score, like 21-14 or something like that?
22-16.
22-16? And you're going to tell me you don't know how many yards you have rushing? Come on now. Come on now. Man, it's fun watching you play football. Like, you have to get after some people.
Thank you.
That's what I like. Definitely to see you. I think I see you leading out on those blocks, on those sweeps and stuff like that. You do a good job, and you keep everybody pumped up.
Thank you.
So and it doesn't just stop on the field. I mean, we talk to the coaches. We talk to, even your classmates. I mean, leadership out in the classroom, hallways, that's what's going to make you such a strong person past your high school career as well.
Yeah. So. What was Norton talking about? Always smiling? He's always smiling.
No, I think he's always up to something. He looks like he's always up to something.
Just don't get caught.
So tomorrow night, game plan hadn't changed. Quarterback good to go?
Sir.
All right. Paris, same as last year?
They're real fast as usual. Size-wise, I don't think they're as big as they were up front, but they're definitely. I mean, it's Paris, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better than that. I mean, they're a great program.
Y'all have a grueling schedule this year.
Yes, sir.
It's
tough.
It's tough. I can't say it's bad as LE's was last year.
Oh, yeah, that was tough.
But it looks like just nobody wants to play Pleasant Grove right now. That's a problem. Probably the same problem Argyle has. Nobody wants to comment after that? All right. Yeah. Anyway, so defense, what prediction you got for us tomorrow night against Paris? It's an offense they see every day.
I think we're used to seeing this offense, and I think our physicality, will wear them down.
Nick Barton has about 12 tackles tomorrow for sure. He's going to be flying to the ball.
And we've prepared really well this week. Everybody's been real hard. We've been real positive coming out of the loss, and that's been good to see. So I think we're going to respond really well this week.
Yeah, I do too. I think the defense is going to wear their offensive line. I thought Toria's done a good job on the outside also.
Yeah, Toria's done a great job.
And I think that's what makes a great team is to come back and bounce back from that loss with an impressive showing the week after. So I think that's what y'all will do.
Before we let you go, Coach Gibson's post-game speech last week. Is it like that every day? It was good. I don't know if y'all watched it. Really, really good.
I mean, he's great at touching us, getting to where we're able to understand what's going on. So he gives great speeches. And he's able to touch us well.
Awesome. Y'all got anything else?
I'm just excited to see another week of Hawk football.
Yes, sir.
He won't even get to see it. He'll have to watch it. He ain't gonna be there. Alex, man, we appreciate you coming on. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Sure, thank you.
And we'll be back right here shortly with Logan Johnson.
Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting the craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
We are back. Got my man Logan Johnson with us, one of my favorite players in Texarkana. And I just want to point out that I said he was going to lead the area in rushing and all-purpose yards. And what do you know? He's also leading in fantasy points. I don't really know how the fantasy points work, but you're leading in it.
I bet.
So when we do fantasy draft, because I started all this, I'm going to get first pick, and I'm taking him. I'm just letting y'all know he's off the board.
Okay.
He's off the board.
Appreciate it.
Y'all can't have him.
So you get an automatic first pick?
That's how that works, Tony. And in the second round, I get the first pick as well.
Well, Logan's only averaging 12.2 yards a carry. So.
Last time, there's only two players I can remember averaging 12 yards a carry. Rondrell McGee out of Longview High School, played at University of Texas. And Cedric Benson averaged 12.5 yards a carry in high school. I don't know. You probably might be a little too young to know who Cedric Benson is.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the greatest ever. Yes, rest in peace.
Played for the best college, too.
What was that?
University of Texas.
Oh, they both went to Texas. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, Logan, man, huge ball game for you last week, but y'all came up short. What can we expect this week? I mean, looked a little injured after the game. I know we're going to get some people back, this and that, but it looked like primarily you are the future running back.
Yeah, out of our team, you're just going to see a lot of fire this week. Like, we're ready to get back out there, and we're getting a lot of hate. Every loss we get, we're going to get a lot of hate for it. But we're going to come back firing. We're going to show people that there's nothing to doubt about us this year.
Logan, if you ain't getting hate, man, you ain't doing nothing.
That's right. Like,
I learned that this year.
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to see a lot out of us this Friday. We're going to play hard, and we're going to get grimy.
How many carries you think? 20 plus? That's a no. I was saying if you'd say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do what I can to help with the carries. We're thin at running back right now. We got a couple people out. We just got really thin this week. So, yeah, I can expect a little bit more carries because we got a lot of people going both ways, and I'm one of the only people that goes offense only. So, yeah, you could say that.
I saw some comments on YouTube last week that you grew your hair out so you'd have some extra padding in your helmet.
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, this is.
I may have just made that up. Nobody said that.
Yeah, this is the longest my hair has ever been.
Time for a haircut.
Yeah, I agree.
You had a monster game, and you guys didn't have the outcome you wanted. But when you got home that night, and I know it's not all about you, it's about team, but you had to feel good because you played really well in that ball game. Big runs. How'd you feel when you got home that night?
Like in all aspects of the game, hard work does pay off, and that's with everything. Like I did good. The whole team did good. Like Nick carried the ball really well. Landon had a good game. Cam had a good game. As much as people want to bash our secondary, it's like they still had growth that week. You know what I mean? So it's like they got better. They saw a really good wide receiver, so they grew. So it's like moral of the story is like hard work will pay off.
Yeah,
I promise
even on
you
the deep passes, they had good coverage.
Exactly.
It was just perfect throw.
Yeah, just play the ball. Yeah.
Back shoulder.
It's the second game of the season. If you look at last year's team, maybe struggled a little bit in the secondary, but I can guarantee you once the Hawks hit the star, from that first game all the way through the state championship, It was a totally different secondary. So give those guys a second to grow, and they'll come into their own.
That's what it's about.
Exactly.
We're going to learn. We're going to take steps. I promise you that.
Did Coach Fuller get any sleep this week?
No, he said it this morning, not this morning, but this afternoon. He said I've had a hard time sleeping, but I don't doubt that he feels good about the game plan this week. He does a lot of work. The hardest working coach I've ever seen. He's up there early mornings every morning, like 4 o'clock, and he's the last one to leave. So, yeah, he's got a plan, and it's going to work out. He'll be good.
Well, tell us what we can expect this week that we haven't seen so far. I mean, how much more of the playbook are we going to get to see?
I don't know if I can say.
Logan Johnson left, Logan Johnson right, Logan Johnson middle. Is that what the play calls are?
But I think you'll see a different team just in the fact that we want to be remembered. Like, one thing we went over is we want to be remembered as the most physical team, like, ever to come through PG. And this week can be a week to prove it because they run the same offense as we do. Like, we're going to go straight at you. We're wing T. We're going to run the ball, not a lot of passes. can you stop it? Like, can you beat us in the trenches? And I think, like, we can prove that this week that we are the most physical team and we can beat you in the trenches and we can run it down your throat and we can stop the ball. So I think that's something you'll see this week.
One thing I want to ask you about is I know y'all were on the field, so y'all probably didn't notice, but did you guys hear the lead-in to the game by Quinn? Was that not the best thing ever? I messaged him that night when I got home. I said, the way you brought those teams out, man, that was like the best thing ever.
Quinn's might be best in state at that job.
Yeah,
I don't know. I had chill bumps.
Yeah, he gives us chill bumps. Like, for real, we all talk about it. We're like, man, he knows how to bring us out. Like, for real. It makes us want to run down that field.
How's everybody looking at me? All right. I'm glad you want to
have
run
a little dead air here.
So you got Paris, then Silsbee at Carthage. Week off, come back Carthage, or playing Silsbee at Carthage, then take a week off. You'll play Carthage in what'll be game of the week in the state of Texas. I mean, how fun is it to play in these big-time ball games every single week?
Yeah, it's nice. You know, it gives us a chance to, like, step up to the stage and, like, and just take it, you know what I mean? Like, take it how we do, and we're going to hand it to a team. You know, we're never going to get defeated. We might lose, but we're not going to be defeated. We're never going to get our heads down. So it's like that prepares us. These hard games prepare us for the road coming. Like, it makes our district game a little, like, easier. Like, okay, we've had the teams, we've had the studs, we've had all that, and it shoots us through the district and playoffs.
It's definitely got to keep you on your toes, having to go week in and week out. By the time you get to the playoffs, I think your schedule is easier than your regular season.
Yeah, these first 6 weeks, it's just put your head down and grind, like, for real.
Do you know why you guys play in those big games? Seems like every week the big games in the state.
It was just hard. I know it was hard for us to get a schedule this year, just like because our coaches would go to the conferences or whatever, and I mean, not a lot of people wanted to play us, so the harder teams are going to be like, yeah, we got you.
But the reason y'all are playing in these big games where Argyle a big game, this is a big game, it's because y'all went out there and earned it. What y'all have done since y'all been in high school, middle school, you guys went out and earned that. So that's why y'all are considered a big game every week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Logan, man, we appreciate you coming on. Best of luck tomorrow night. I got him first pick fantasy draft, just so y'all know. Don't get hurt this week. I need you for this draft. Best of luck tomorrow night against Paris. You can catch Pleasant Grove on Texarkana Gameday's Facebook page, our YouTube page if you want to watch on TV from home. You can come to Walk-Ons, watch the game. Same thing at Texas Roadhouse. And if you're downtown, go check us out at Cross Ties. Once it gets dark, we'll be on the big or Logan will be on the big screen outside. We won't be. Well, I guess we will be.
It's got to be a snake draft, though. I'm just going to throw that out there.
No, I get to make the rules.
You can't get.
I get to make the rules. I get first pick in every round. Craig gets second. Jay gets third. Tony gets fourth. That's how it works. We'll give Trey fifth. We'll give Trey the fifth pick in every round. That's how it's going to work.
Who's going? So who gets the second pick?
I do.
Who's going second? Who you gonna pick?
Craig's got second.
Who did he pick first?
I got Logan.
It's
I'll
gotta
figure
be
it
Nick.
out.
It's gotta be Nick.
I gotta go check on some stuff.
Oh, I forgot about Nick.
Yeah,
oh, Logan, man.
Gotta be Nick.
Me and Nick are tight.
Yep.
But you've been riding with Nick the whole time. I've been riding with Logan the whole time.
This fantasy football, though, baby. I'm gonna take Logan. I'm gonna take Logan.
Tell him don't love you now.
I got you.
Hey, if middle linebackers got points on defense,
that'd be a different story
I get
right
double
there.
points.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But anyways, appreciate it. Let's go to break. We'll be right back with the All-American Landon Jackson.
All right.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back, man. We got the LSU commit, first-team All-American, Landon Jackson here with us. Appreciate you coming, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Paris this week. Last year, they were a really, really physical football team. What do you expect the same from them this year?
Oh, yeah, I expect the exact same. They play really hard, and they run an offense a lot like ours. So we know what we're expecting, and every year I've played against them, they put up a good fight. So I expect the same thing this year.
What do you expect seeing more out of them? I mean, wing tee, it's going to be a running offense.
Yep, yes, sir.
I mean, do you think that they're going to put the ball up more than they did last year? I mean,
I would think the same thing. A lot more run, and then once we stop the run, then pass a lot more.
Then you'd be able to add a few more sacks in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what when do y'all start playing some more passing teams?
Yep, we do.
We had one last week, but man, well, they were good, weren't they?
They were really. I wasn't expecting that.
If they don't, I can't see anybody beating them.
Well, one thing that hurt
really
this year, he got rid of the ball really fast.
Yeah,
so he didn't. I saw Landon bust free 2 or 3 times, and before he could get there, he would just launch it, man. He was getting.
But
rid
that's
of it
just
quick.
a part of being prepared. You know,
Yes,
if you don't prepare, you don't get stuff like that done.
What's the game plan this week? I mean, against a running team, I don't guess you practice against a wing team, but you see it all the time. Is this going to be probably one of the most comfortable games for you as far as scheme goes?
Yes, for the most part, because it's a really easy offense to read, and we're running a lot more like we're trying to stop the run more. I think we're taking off a guy out the secondary off the field and really just stopping the run.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Making them beat you through the air.
Yep, yes, sir.
Well, I know. Just watching some of the game this last week with them playing Salina, their offense struggled some.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had some pieces out, for whatever reason, but if that's the case, the defense is going to have a big game.
Yes, sir.
Well, Salina was a ranked team. They were pretty good, so I think they did put up a good fight to win that game or whatever.
Well, Landon, I didn't know you had that little stutter step in you when you caught that pass across
I didn't either.
Big boy was moving.
How about that call that Quinn had on that? I don't know if y'all heard it. Quinn's was great. Cavan's.
Oh, yeah.
Cavan's like, yeah, he can be an All-American tight end at LSU. Speaking of being All-American, Boy Herman called me. He wants me to let you know that he's still interested. All right?
Yes, sir.
If you think about switching, Tom Herman still wants you.
Yes, sir.
Landon ain't going nowhere. He's going to stay out there.
We're going to feed him this gumbo.
Yes, sir.
So, man, how's your week been? You look pretty beat up after that game.
Yeah, my legs just cramping bad, but, I've been eating a lot more carbs this week. I drink a Pedialyte every day. And just getting everything, putting all the right things in my body so it doesn't happen again this week.
Pedialyte's good for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Tony Langford drinks that by the gallon, I heard.
It's mainly for babies, but it fills in great for
Brandon said you're a big baby.
I am, but it's great for electrolytes.
He's riding around in a white whatever that is. It's with pink accents on it. He calls them red. I saw him driving down Richmond. I was like, no, that is pink if I've ever seen it.
Crimson Tide red.
No, that is pink. Everybody in this restaurant can walk right out there and be like, no, it's pink.
I do like pink.
Hey, Tony, it's cute, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, thank you. That's all that matters. Hey, Landon likes it, don't you, Landon?
Yes, I do.
No, he don't. He
does.
Like it. He likes blue.
He likes blue.
With custom license plate.
Landon, do you expect to be able to, impact the offense a little bit more now that you've already got that first touchdown out of the way? I know our running backs are a little thin right now, so we're going to have to look for some different answers this next week.
Yeah, our running back room's a little thin right now, but I plan on getting the ball a little bit more and making as many plays as I can.
The offensive star, he told me don't ever tell him he ain't a good offensive player ever again. Walking off the field, like, yes, sir.
I do remember Morgan saying something like that.
Well, if you're just so good at one thing, I don't want to see you waste that goodness on something else. Right. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
But the quick stop scared me a little bit. All right. And then you acted hurt too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was what I was worried about.
You can't be acting hurt, Landon. You can't quit doing that.
No, whenever I fell, that's when they really cramped. And whenever Scott came on the field, my calf was just completely cramped up right then.
Charlie Horse.
I've got one question. You guys had a couple of mistakes during the game last week. Did you guys put in a little more attention to detail this week?
Oh, yes.
Get those things worked out?
Yes, sir. We went over a lot this week, and we really we really just went over like our drops and everything like that because we really got hit pretty hard in the past game, and then we just figured everything out defensively and then cleaned up a couple things on offense with our blocking schemes and everything.
I thought the little short kickoff is really where it started going Argyle's way.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a big play.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to the future, y'all. Your next 3 football games are just huge.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And I know you're up for it. How's the juniors, the sophomores, freshmen, even at this point? How are they adapting to the precedent y'all set going forward?
I think they're somewhat starting to get it now, like varsity football really and how it is after playing a team. I think us playing Argyle really helped us out for the rest of the season before we play teams like Carthage and Gilmer. And I feel like they're a lot more prepared now.
That Gilmer quarterback is good.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir, he is.
Really good.
Absolutely.
LSU playing this weekend?
I actually haven't looked yet. I looked at their schedule. Every time I look at their schedule, I just keep on seeing their old schedule before Corona, so I really don't even know.
Just let me know, man. I'll drive you down there, man. We'll get sideline passes. We'll hang out. You know what I mean? I'll tell you. I'll be sure you get down there, Lane. You just say the word. We'll make sure it happens. Who you got tonight, Chiefs or Texans?
I got to go with Texans.
Texans are not going to beat the Chiefs. What are you talking about? Why are you going Texans?
Tell them they have to play the game, right?
Home.
Yeah.
You've been a Cowboys fan.
Don't ask me who I'm going with.
I'm pulling for the Texans, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I think Mahomes is just
$500 million man.
Why won't he ask me?
All right, who's going to win, Craig? Oh no!
The props have come out.
I can't wait to screenshot this when they're down 21-0 in the first
And then I'll
quarter.
just switch caps. It's that easy.
It's already screenshotted.
I'll just switch caps.
Landon, man, I don't know. You may end up. This is a big statement, but you may end up going down as the best football player to ever come out of this area. I mean, the hype is there. And I know, man, you've had big time interviews with ESPN and things. I mean, you're being watched on such a scale where if you do a drill wrong, you get roasted by the entire country. You know. So leading into that, how does it feel? I mean, like, what is it like just being you on a day? Every time I've been with you, kids are running up to you. Adults want to take pictures with you. That's not normal. You know, I don't like walk up to 18-year-old kids and like, hey, man. Let me get a picture. You know what I mean? But it happens to you everywhere you go.
I'm kind of used to that, too.
Really, it's just I got to watch what I do, be like a good influence for the kids in the community and everything, and then just be a respectable person.
Yeah. I like it. I mean,
well, you are that. And I definitely want to commend you for that. You know, we've been able to watch you, as a young man to develop into the man you are today, and it's been a fun ride for your fans.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. I can't think of another kid that's done more for us than Landon has since we started. I mean, we really, really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We're hoping you for a state championship for you this year. Go off to LSU. Great things there, and come back and see us.
Maybe get a national championship up there. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bring the rings back, set them here. You may or may not leave with them. I don't know. But I'll pay for them to get replaced.
Yes, sir.
You know, if Craig takes them. You know Craig is.
No, I just want him to go down there and enjoy life. You know, go as far as you can in your career, purchase me a car, and then just enjoy life after that.
Craig actually turned down LSU.
I did.
Yeah. Where do you end up going, Craig?
I went to Florida State for 6 weeks. Then grades came out. They graded a 6-week period when I was in school.
That happened.
Like a 6-week period?
Yeah.
Hey, when I was at Longview as a freshman, there was 150 to 60 football players. Couldn't get no playing time. Them grades came out, your boy was starting, baby. Said, hey, just wait my time. You know, it's my time to shine then.
It was.
And then, like 3 weeks later, a bunch of them came back. Still held my spot there.
My age group in Gilmer was like that. You'd lose half the team.
Y'all were there when Gilmer wasn't good, though.
Yeah. No, they're all right. They're pretty good.
All right. Landon, man, we really appreciate you coming on, spending time with us. Best of luck tomorrow night. We'll be there. You can watch the Pleasant Grove game on Texarkana Gameday on Facebook, YouTube. You can come to watch it at Walk-On's Texas Roadhouse or Cross Ties downtown this week. Right out. So, Jay, got any parting thing?
I think PG wins big.
Landon?
Same.
I think PG wins. I don't think it's big. I think 10, 14 points. I think Paris is physical.
That's a bad choice.
Coming off a loss, it can't be good for Paris.
We have somebody on Paris saying this is the only game we look forward to. Y'all are in trouble. That's what they're saying on YouTube. I'm like, only game you look forward to is PG?
And I'm just going off last year's team.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't expecting Paris to be that good.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what they have this year. If they have what they had last year, I think it'll be a good game. I think PG pulls it out. If they don't have the same team, PG will run away with it. So
I think Liberty Ilo beats Jefferson.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. I think Arkansas High. I mean, they're going up playing a team they're going to beat. Queen City gets 3-0. Redwater 2-1. I think Atlanta's going to get the W as well. Ashdown. I'm going to take Ashdown over Hope. I don't even know who Foreman's playing, but I'm going to go ahead and give them the W.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Did you see our fantasy stuff?
No, I haven't. Actually, the ones on y'all posted on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to start getting some more sacks.
Yes, sir, I got you.
I'm going to get you first pick, second round. I'm going to go ahead and go defender because I'm going to add sacks into the fantasy
he
points.
said first pick, second round.
Well, you got to go with an offensive player. You know what I mean?
You need to learn. Yeah, you need to learn now to have that draft.
And you're still not going to get the first pick in every round.
So you have like 40-year-old me. God, Landon, why would you go down the 1 yard line? I lost this week.
Yeah.
We're just gonna bring some fun to it, but I am gonna win. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go Logan with my first pick, Landon with my second pick. I'm gonna bribe y'all, and I'm gonna take Nick. Ooh, I might have to take Nick with my second pick. Oh.
So you just got moved to third.
No. I'm gonna get Damian Henderson, Tory Blair. Who else am I gonna get?
So you're gonna get Landon like the fourth round?
I'm gonna pick a quarterback up when y'all are least expecting it. I'm gonna pick up the mod quarterback. Y'all don't even know Casey Lamb, I think's his name.
He's throwing for some yards.
Yes, he is throwing for some yards. That's all I'll care about in fantasy football. Anyway, all right, shout out to everybody. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you tomorrow night at Paris.